Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining the engineering breakout room. We have the Syntronic team here with us today who have brought together a panel of their team members to chat with us. And so let's dive right in. Can you tell us all a little bit about Syntronic?
Absolutely. Thanks, Julia, for having us here. So Syntronic was founded in Stockholm, Sweden, and we're a tier 1 design house. And we specialize in advanced product development, systems development, production, and aftermarket services. Many of our customers, and we're very fortunate to be working with them, are market and technology leaders in sectors such as military, telecom, in automotive, and industrial. We have more than 35 years of end-to-end product development experience. So we're able to help our customers develop and bring to market these really cutting edge product solutions. We have about 1,400 people globally. We're in 9 countries. And in 2014, we established the North America headquarters here in Kanata North. And in the last, I guess 7 years now, wow, time flies, with about a 35% growth rate year over year, we are on target this year to be over 400 employees in Kanata North, which is fantastic. Our Kanata North facility is a state-of-the-art facility. We have really funky, cool design workspaces. We have state-of-the-art labs, anechoic chambers, climate chambers. So everything that we need to be able to deliver these best-in-class product solutions. And our core capabilities here are really centered around software and hardware. And my colleagues here will actually start to tell you about some of the cool technologies and some of the projects they're working on. I have Alan Ding, who is head of my wireless division. I have Miranda, who is head of my automotive division. Anders Jepsen, who will talk about his design studio. So that's his little baby there. Anything related to mobile and web applications and a whole lot more. And then Bazad, who is leading our hardware division. So Bazad, why don't you tell us a little bit about your hardware division and some of the cool projects you work on there?
Sure. Thanks, Cynthia. I'm Bazad Assar, one of the hardware developers here at Syntronic, and I've been with the company for roughly 5 years, and it's been 5 really good, exciting years. Under the hardware development kind of heading, we have several disciplines. We have RF design, and we have one of the largest RF design teams. Lots of radio and antenna development here. We also do a lot of embedded systems and computing platform designs, power design, PCB design, and other areas such as FPGA development. So the range of projects that we get to see and work on is wide. We work on complex telecom systems all the way down to small IoT devices that are becoming more and more ubiquitous. For example, one project that I did work on was developing a hardware platform for a autonomous robot, and involved basically, dealing with a variety of sensors, a camera, multiple motor drives systems, and all that, and it was really cool to kind of work on a mix of all these technologies, analog, digital, and of course, for a robot to navigate, you require a 3D image of the surroundings for it to be able to get around. And that requires a lot of processing in software. And that means software development on top of a real-time operating system. On top of that, you also need a standard operating system because you have functions like user interface and networking that you need to support. So now we're talking about multiple disciplines on the software side, and not being by any means an expert in software development. I'm going to pass it on to my colleague Miranda, who's an expert in that domain.
All right, thank you, Bazard. So yes, you have a very good point there in terms of multidisciplinary hardware and software integration. Our teams in the automotive space are doing that every day. So I'm Miranda. I'm leading the software teams in the automotive and networking sector of Syntronic. There's a lot of new development happening in the automotive industries nowadays, and our Syntronic teams are helping our client develop software that manages the connectivity inside and outside of the vehicles. And there's a feature also that we are working on that is called the over-the-air software update. So both of these developments are in part of the connected vehicle trend in the automotive industry. What we mean by connected vehicle is that the car can communicate outside of the vehicle systems to systems outside of it via wireless technology and gather information and make better decisions and will provide more enhanced features. So you take OTA software update as an example, over the air software update. Now, a while ago, my car trunk wouldn't close. Okay, there's a software piece that controlled the car trunk closing, and it just wouldn't close. So I have to drive with the car trunk open to the dealership, have them update the software so that I can actually go on the road. Now, with OTA software update, your new software is just pushed to your vehicle on the fly. I don't have to go in. So updating the car software on the fly is not very, may seem very commonplace to you, but it's actually really complex because you need to understand the car states. Is it driving? Is it not? Understand the regulation in place so that you can understand what kind of pieces of software can be updated when and how. So we're really excited to be working on this crucial feature that would enable us to actually evolve the vehicle experience throughout its life cycle, bring fresher user experience, fix bugs, enhance self-driving algorithm. So we're very excited in it and very fortunate to be part of it. So there's lots of stuff happening in the automotive space nowadays, but all the connected vehicle technology cannot be done without a wireless transformation because there is so much data now coming through from the car outside and in. So with that said, then Alan, can you actually talk to us a little bit about what is happening in the 5G development realm?
Sure. Thank you, Miranda. So my name is Alan Ding. I'm heading wireless for many, many years now. I joined Syntronic 3 years ago. I'm heading the wireless software design team, mainly working on the 5G and networking design and integration. So what I can say, the wireless, the 5G is become the most important technology in our time, and could it be the design engine to driving the fourth industrial revolution. What I can say is the most important part of 5G is make all the things smarter. Okay, so like we can connect all the consumer IoT things, all things that we see every day, and the things we live with, and all the things that we are rely on, like we have smartwatch and smart glass. And eventually, as Miranda mentioned, we have a smart car, which is called a connected autonomous car, which will help connect through the 5G networking. So basically, 5G, it can provide a backbone and an infrastructure with a invisible wireless airwave. You can make all the millions of devices connected and seamlessly, and also using best efficiency of the spectrum on the electrical usage. And one time also we can talk about industry IoT, which means we have, as Bizarre mentioned, we have a lot of industry sensors and also like utility meters. And also we can create a smart factory, a smart city. So all the things are connected by the 5G wireless. And also, while we're talking about the 5G provide a lot of new use cases, and 5G and networking design also become smarter, because traditionally 5G application we are running on the more like a purpose-built hardware, which is like ASIC and special DSP. Now we are helping our client to moving our application running on the open hardware, like 86 data center server with some special hardware for the offloading some special L1 signal processing, like a GPU or the SOC or FPGA. In the meantime, we are also helping our client to deploy all the application, 5G application onto the cloud, which can be optimized by called the near real-time RIC, which is called the Run Intelligent Controller. And eventually, this will be the whole 5G can be optimized by the AI and machine learning. So in that sense, we are working very fortunately working with our leading telecom vendor, because we have some of the most best of the engineering in town. We have probably more than 130 design, from the system architecture to the software design and also the integration. And we have full spectrum of the wireless design and force. So we can work side by side with our vendors, our clients, our partner. So in that sense, we are working in a different way, but touching on the most advanced technology. With that, I think also we have come with an additional, not only on the RAN side of 5G, but also beyond the RAN, beyond the 5G, and we can have cool design, the UI, the UX interface. I think my colleague Anders can take it from there. You can create a very cool technology surrounding 5G and take our client further, have to using the most modern technology. So maybe Anders, you can elaborate a little bit more.
No, you're absolutely right, Alan. So my name is Anders Jepsen, and I'm leading the Syntronic Design Studio. And my studio and my guys, we're focusing on the upper layers of software architecture and end user experience. So we focus on cloud, full stack, web, mobile, and UX design. So we help our customers design and build their next generation products with a special focus on usefulness and usability. So as you know, we're all starting to expect these context-driven and personalized experiences like Alan and Miranda has been talking about. And we're seeing this happening now in traditionally very static verticals as well, which is really, really exciting. So it's not just on your mobile phones and in games, but in automotive, and it's like many, many, many areas. And so this is why we have also started adding machine learning and AI to our offering. So deep user experience design together with ML and AI is a really natural extension to what we've been talking about here. And when everything is getting connected now with this high bandwidth, low latency, or low bandwidth, but with many data sources, like in automotive, home IoT, we see completely new experiences that are transforming our daily lives. And since my team is mainly working on the next generation products for our clients, building things that have never been done before, we constantly have to be up to speed on the latest software stacks and best design practices, and really understand how the products are going to be used in the end. So for my team to be able to do these kind of complicated projects, we constantly have to learn new things. And that's why we collaborate really, really closely in our teams. We work like a studio where every team member is involved from the beginning of a project. So the team is really responsible for breaking down the problems into user stories and tickets. I'm sure you have done that through your exercises, to doing estimations, the architecture, and throughout the development. But also once you deploy it, it's not done, right? So post-launch support and making sure it keeps running and it's keep being very, very robust. There's a lot of work being done, even when traditionally a software product has been done, it's sort of shipped on a CD. That's not the case anymore, not even in more traditional industry. So we deliver as a team rather than as individual contributors at Syntronic, and we learn from each other all the time. So it's this flatness and level of collaboration that allows us to deliver very, very complicated solutions. And that is really, really important to us and to our success.
Wow, there's a lot of innovation happening over there. I know you mentioned collaboration and teamwork. So I guess, can you let us know a little bit about what it's actually like to work at Syntronic?
Yeah, so to explain our company culture a little bit. So like Cynthia mentioned, we're a Swedish company, and in Sweden, we're a really, really small country, right? So to see where our DNA really comes from, it's a small domestic market with long tradition of technology innovation, from Alfred Nobel's dynamite to telecom, like Ericsson and Spotify and Volvo, and gaming and game development is huge as well, right? So some of these characteristics that we take for granted in our company and in our country is very much Syntronic's values as well. So we have a global perspective on everything we do. What we do, we do really, really well, or someone else should be doing it. So we aim quite high. So we have the highest sort of target for our deliveries. And so we believe in strong diversity as well, and in fresh ideas and perspectives. So we're super early adopters and curious, and Canada is a land of immigrants, and so has Sweden become, right? So, and you can see that on this panel here. We're really, really interested in other perspectives to be able to to truly understand what the next generation solution can be. And also the flatness of the organization. Meritocracy really, really rules with us. And we decide and execute as a collective. And this brings the buy-in from everyone in the team, as we have really clear and broadly accepted tasks and goals. So those are some of the aspects of what makes us tick and why we are really excited to work on these complicated things and doing it together.
Yeah. So if I can add to that, Anders, is that I find that our people are also more adaptable. So you're talking about we're having a teamwork, we're working on a customer's product, but we also know that our customers comes from all kinds of industry. So we deal with a different industry, and they have this, ability to transfer their know-how from one space to another, and that's quite special. And that is actually required for all of our engineers and developers. So the other thing is also we deal with our customers all the time. So the engineers might be interfacing with the customers directly. So they get to learn develop a very important skill, which is the communications and skills. How do you convey your idea in a clear and concise manner and highlight the value that you're bringing to the customers? It needs practice. And as Syntronic, I think we really can offer both. You have the client interfacing, you can remain technical if you want to, and you can develop new skills. So I think it's quite special there here.
Amazing. It sounds like such a great place to work. And I know, Cynthia, earlier you mentioned 400 employees in the tech park, which is amazing. So I guess next question would be, why Kanata North?
I can probably answer some of that. Putting roots down anywhere requires consideration of a lot of factors. But some of the factors that are relevant to one's career are employment opportunity, your professional community, and knowledge base and learning opportunities. Now, with respect to the first one, which is employment opportunity, so as Syntronic, by the nature of being a design services company, we have a good vantage point where we see what's happening across the spectrum in the high-tech area. Whether it's us going to our customers and see if we can help them with their projects, or them coming to us and asking for help. We see all kinds of development activities and what people are working on. And just from what we see, right now the field is very vibrant and there's lots of activity going on. So we have large established companies, well-known names in the industry, all the way down to small, medium companies that have been around for many years. They're well established, and also an ever-growing number of startups now. So with all these activities, there's lots of good employment opportunities, and also the ability to basically, if you're working in the field and after several years you want to try your hands on something different, well, there's opportunities in some other sector, and you can sort of switch and try your hands at something different. The second being your professional community. So in Ottawa, we have a large pool of senior engineers who've been doing this for more than 20 years in various sectors, whether it's optical networking, wireless designs, various software products, or industrial design. So, having this sort of knowledge base in Ottawa is important, especially to a young engineer who's just entering the workforce. And that mentorship can be invaluable. You want to learn from the best in the field, and in Ottawa, we have some of the best people in the field.
Thank you for that. Maybe I can share some personal story. I started my wireless career maybe many years ago. If I recall, maybe 25 years ago, when I was in Motorola, I started working on the first generation wireless. I immigrated to Canada in 1998 because I learned Ottawa has Nortel, and Nortel started working on 2G product. So I got an interview and got a job. In the next 2 days, I started working on 2G in Nortel. From that moment, I've been working, following each step of the wireless technology evolution from 2G, 3G, 4G, and now 5G. I have been very fortunate working in all different companies from Nortel, Actilucent, Nokia, Ericsson, and Syntronic. Sometimes I was with them as an employee of the company, but also I'm coming from as a contract of the employee from Syntronic side. So by working with them, they are one of the best, finest experts and the top talent in the industry. I learned enormously a lot from them. And because so many years we're working together, sometimes people move around in different companies, but we are staying in the Kanata area. We are connected by many means. And before COVID-19, I used to have a weekly group lunch with all our former colleagues or current colleagues. And we stay in a restaurant talking about many things. So become like Ottawa, Kanata is, to me, is one of the best places working in wireless industry. And also Ottawa is, to me, is one of the beautiful cities to live in the world. So I'm very fortunate to be still in the Kanata area. And also I have the young guys who can to be in the industry, and you can continue that trend and make Ottawa, Kanata is an even better place to work and to live. Thank you.
I love that. There is such a sense of community here in Kanata North. That's awesome to hear. I guess the final question would be for all the students who are listening, why would you say a career in tech is a great choice?
I'll start off with that one. What you've heard from all of us talking about it through the different sectors that we work in, and either hardware or software, it's a diverse and employment thing. So you have diversity in your technologies, you have diversity in your roles, depending on your personality. So we've gone from a STEM to STEAM. So we're bringing in art. So we're bringing in new components into our technology sector. So it's not just sitting down and developing a hardware piece or coding. You can be a project manager, people leader. You can actually do code development, systems development, architecture. So there's diversity in roles, but it's also fast paced and it's dynamic. So you're learning all the time. So when you get a lot of choice, and you get to, as they were saying, I think it was Bazad was saying, you start someplace, you've done it for 4 or 5 years, and now you want to learn optical. So you've moved from automotive to optical. Now you want to go try out wireless. So I think this diversity and the fast-paced sections within the high-tech sector make it an absolutely phenomenal career.
Yeah. And I totally agree with that. That is my personal experience as well. But for me, more so, a career in tech is really that it's future-proof. We live in a tech-driven world. Everything we do and touch has technology in it. Just think about it. You wake up in the morning and what do? You turn on your phone, or you say good morning to Alexa and Google and start your routine. That's technology. And so technology is really transforming and defining our future every day. So knowing the different aspects of technology just give us this ability to understand what the future could be. What does it look like? So working in tech really means that whether it is, and it really doesn't really matter whether you're hands-on on the development, or you're doing product or project management, or you're people management, or you're doing marketing in tech. It doesn't really matter. It just means that we're a team. We're part of that team that helps define the future. And it's just, and not just the one who is like benefiting from it. And I think that is actually really fascinating. So you think about all the pioneers and inventors and tech and tech pioneers, the Elon Musk, the Larry Page, the Bill Gates, the Steve Jobs. They created new technologies, and in doing so, they brought us a new way of thinking, and they created a new reality, which is our reality now, and they redefined the future. So that is really inspiring, and that really, to me, is what life and technology is about. It's really about defining the future together.
Amazing. I couldn't agree more. Well, thank you so much, Syntronic team, for a great discussion. We're so lucky to have you with us today. And students, make sure you head over to their designated sponsor page to learn a little bit more. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.